Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, good morning, my brothers and sisters. Today my lecture will be continuously on how Chaita consciousness arises depending on its conditions. In Sutanta, as you are told yesterday, Chakkhunja, Pateja, Rupeja, Upajati, Chakkhuvinyana. Depending on I and visible object, I consciousness arises. That is very simple way. Cause and effect is very simple. We must have I, the I, on the I, visible object must be coming to reflect. That is the two conditions. Depending on the two conditions, I consciousness arises. That is very common to every people. Very common. But we should contemplate that one. We should contemplate, we should notice. If we contemplate, we can know clearly about that. We have an eye, visual object reflect on the eye. Then we have attention. If we have attention, eye consciousness arises. This is mainly the Buddhas have explained. That is make sure any consciousness not to remain within us. Not to remain within us. Depending on cause and condition, present cause and condition, it arises. To make sure the Buddhas. Therefore, and Samyutta Nikaya, and Nidana Vaka Samyutta, and Salayadana Vaka Samyutta, and Mahatana Sankhya Sutta of Majjhima Nikaya. Mahatana Sankhya Sutta. You can find these words. Vijnanam paticca samuppanna. Vijnanam paticca samuppanna. What did I think about? Paticca. You see paticca samuppada. This is paticca samuppada. Paticca samuppanna. Paticca samuppada. The word paticca samuppada referring to cause and conditions. Paticca samuppanna is referring to effect. Different words. Paticca samuppada, paticca samuppanna. Okay, paticca samuppada. The same root. Paticca samuppada. The word describes the cause and condition. The word paticca samuppanna described the effect. So, Vijnana Paticca Samuppanna, consciousness arises depending on condition. That is, Vijnana is Paticca Samuppanna, effect, not cause. Yeah. That is the meaning. Without a cause, consciousness cannot arise. Without a cause and condition, consciousness cannot arise. Now, in Suttanta is mentioned number 1, number 2. These are cause conditions. Depending on the two cause and condition, I am consciousness arises. The I am consciousness is nowhere lying. It does not lie in the I. It does not lie in anywhere in the bodies. But just possibility. Only potentiality and possibilities. Not directly consciousness lying within us. It's just possibility. Like that, in the Mingo seed, we should, to clarify the meaning, we should consider the Mingo seed. In the Mingo seed, if you break open the Mingo seed, you cannot find the root, you cannot find the trunk, you cannot find a leaf and flower and fruit. Nowhere it lined. But if there is a cause and conditions working together, from that mango seed, root it come out. Roots get down, then shoot get up. Then it will be together with the trunk and branch, leaf, seasonally fruit, flower and fruit, depending on other conditions. But such things are not lying in the mango seed. Only potentiality, only possibility and potentiality is what lies. So, according to this example, we must understand within us nowhere consciousness lies. Nowhere consciousness lies. Yesterday I make it sure nowhere sound lies. But depending on condition it is. But must be possibility. Must be possibility. There is only possibility. Hardness of the things, hardness of true hardness. That is according to Abhidhamma term, we can say Patavi Dhatu, Patavi, other element, two other element is crash, hit, therefore sound appeared. Sound appeared. There is also hardness of Patavi. Softness is a sound is maybe less. So cause and conditions. Here also the Buddhas make sure this cause and conditions. Depending on cause and conditions, I am consciousness arises. The other consciousness also in this way. Therefore the Buddha said, Vijnanam paticca samuppanam. Consciousness means any mentality, any mind, any type of mind, depending on its conditions. Mind arises depending on its conditions. Nowhere it lies. Nowhere it lies before it arises. After arising, nowhere they get that. Totally disappear. That is unnatural. Anicca is, we translate the anicca, the Pali words, anicca. We translate it into English as impermanent. But in Suttanta, the definition is more meaningful. What is anicca? That is very interesting. Anicca. We must know the Suttanta definitions. This is from Suttanta. Ahotawa sambodhi, hotawa patiweti. Sometimes I mention plural. This is singular form I give. In Visuddhimagga also such a line can be found in Visuddhimagga. To refer the sutta, the name of sutta I forgot, but you can ask computer. You can ask computer. So, ahotawa sambodhi, hotawa patiweti. Sometimes plural forms ahotawa sambodhi, hotawa patiwenti. Plural form. This is singular form. I give singular form. So, what is anicca? Ahotawa sambodhi means having non-exist, it arises. Having existed, it arises. Having not existed, it arises. So before arising, there is a nowhere. Anicca. Before arising, there is a nowhere. Never lie any places. That is the meaning. Ahotawa sambodhi. So like that, sound nowhere remain. In the cup, sound nowhere relying, nowhere lying. Having not existed, it arises. Ahotawa sambodhi. Hotawa patiwenti means having arisen has gone. Patiwenti means having arisen disappear. That is anicca. That is anicca. Otherwise, it cannot be anicca. Having arisen, gathered somewhere, remain somewhere. If it's so, some believe the Lord Buddha, in Nirvana, the Lord Buddha is still alive. Is possible or not possible? Some has viewed such a view. The Lord Buddha, after attained Nirvana, after demise, the Buddhas live in Western paradise. Western paradise. When there is necessary, the Buddha will appear in this form. So anicca is not like that. For example, if we make candlelight, candlelight, that is also dependent on using the lighter or matches. We get fire, we make a fire. So, before the fire, nowhere lines. In the lighter, anywhere fire lines? Nowhere lines. If there is a fire, according to the natures of fire, maybe there's hot. We may touch heat or burning or produce smoke. Not such a size appear, therefore there is no fire. But depending on condition, fire has come out. Ahotawa sambodhi. Ahotawa. Before having not existed, appear or arises, it arises. So after that, when we extinguish the fire or candlelight, where remain that candlelight? Nowhere. It has gone forever. You cannot bring back. You cannot bring back. But another fire you can get. Not the very fire, the same type, the same things I cannot get back. There's a Hodawa Patiwendi. Ahodawa Sambodhi, Hodawa Patiwendi, having arisen, disappeared forever. That is anicca. Anicca means we must understand in this way. Therefore, in commentaries I always explain, Hodawa abhavatena anicca. Hodawa abhava. Hodawa abhava means depending on condition, having arisen, after that has gone forever. If fire, people appeared, it lies somewhere, cannot be impermanent, it is permanent. Because remain somewhere. After disappear, if remain somewhere, it cannot be a nature. It's a nature. Because remain anywhere, we cannot see, but it remains. We cannot see. So, according to the Buddha's teaching, anicca means totally disappears. Disappear forever. Arising also depending on condition. People arising, there is nowhere it lies. To make sure, the Buddha has taught this one. Chakkhonja, padeja, rupeja, upajati, chakku vijnana. So that is to contemplate. Meditation means we must consider the meanings. Not only closing the eye and sit in meditation. Contemplation is more important, you see. Sitting anywhere, we must contemplate. We must think about the meaning. We must think about the Dhamma, the natures of Dhamma. That is the right thought, you see. Right thought, right view. Contemplation. Contemplation means Vipassanā. Vipassanā. Seeing with the knowledge, repeatedly seeing with the knowledge. That contemplation is also more important. Anytime, anywhere is possible. This concept, that is very close to Vipassanā, contemplation. Concentration, we keep our mind only one object. That is also important, but you see, we cannot keep always this object. For example, breathe in, breathe out, belly movement, sit in meditation. We have, according to timetable, sittings 1 hour. Towards the object, we concentrate. But mind is wavering here and there, wandering about. Sometimes open the eye and see clocks. It's near to watching the clock. Is how many minutes more to continue? So concentration sometimes is. So contemplation is not like that. Contemplation is knowledge with the knowledge. Must contemplate. Seeing a tree, we should contemplate or any tree. The tree is composed of root, trunk, branch, leaf, sometimes flower and fruit. Everything is dependent on soil and water, on light, air. If there is no water, the tree will dry. So we contemplate in this way, this correct ways. Sometimes in front of looking glass, so my face is not like yesterday. Yesterday years is different. So ever changes. Contemplating the erratic river, the current of river. Rivers always move on. Cannot be found, cannot be found. Yesterday's water, today water, yesterday water are quite different. Then contemplate ourselves also. And Vipassanā Sutta. Vipassanā Sutta. Sutta Nipada. Vipassanā Sutta of Sutta. Kekha. K-H-A. Double G. Kekha. K-H-A. Double G-A. Kekha. Vipassanā. V-I-S-A. N under top. A. Kekha. Vipassanā. Kekha means, what is the name? Jan, what is it called? Rhinoceros. So Vipassanā means horn. According to Indian rhino, this rhino is only one horn. But I saw in Africa is two horns. But the Vipassanā Sutta is referring to Indian rhinos. Only one horn, Vipassanā. Ekochari Vipassanā Kapo. In the end of verses is mentioned, Ekochari, you should live in solitary life, like the horn of rhinos. So very beautiful one. You must alone, but don't become lonely. Must stay alone. What is about a lonely? I think a lonely means a desire for company. Searching for the company. If he wants to stay alone, he cannot stay alone, therefore he telephone God to join with the others. So, but if we have a good company, that good company is a Dhamma. Good company is Dhamma. Contemplating the natures of Dhamma, we will be happy, we cannot be lonely. Whatever arises within us, we should stay together with them. Thinking, contemplating the Dhamma, so happy we'll be. But if we stay, as long as if we stay with the desire or attachment, as long as we live together with the desire, we have a company. We are not alone. Don't think this is solitary. I'm in solitary life. Bodily, physically, he lives alone, but mentally he has many companies. The Buddha says, Dhamma tutiyo puriso, diga madhana sansa. Outlook, we may see, we may live alone, solitary life, but we live together with the attachment. With the attachment is not live solitary life. Pure solitary life is without attachment. Live without attachment. Some people are happy with that beautiful thing, beautiful thought. Thought for future, thought for tomorrow, thought for past. Is happy. Some people live alone, but he's satisfied with his thought, attachment to something. So that is not a solitary life. Solitary life is without attachment. We live, we have experience to live. We have a pretty habitual practice to live with attachment. We always live with attachment. So must remove attachment. Contemplating the natures of Dhamma. Nothing is permanent. Everything nowhere lies before it arises. Nowhere exists before it arises. After having risen depending on its condition, has come forever. That is our nature. That is our nature. So to make sure, the Buddha has mentioned in this way, Vijnana Paticca Samuppanna. Not only Vijnana, Vedana Paticca Samuppanna, Sanya Paticca Samuppanna. Vedana also Paticca Samuppanna. Vedana feeling arises depending on its cause and condition. So how to say it is impermanent? How to say it is permanent? Because it is only impermanent. Because it depends on cause and condition. That is called sankhara. Sankhara is, you see, very meaningful, this one. San means many conditions together. Kara create, not only one condition. So, Vijnana is created here. At least two conditions. Mainly the Buddhas talk about I and visible object. These are two main cause and condition. Because you see, sometimes without a light we can see through the instrument, isn't it? I heard it is true or not. When Americans fight Afghanistan, they wear the glass, you can see at night. Without a light also can be seen. Isn't that? Therefore the Buddha is these two conditions are main conditions. Light is not a main condition. Because of some people can see in darkness. So many meaningful. Isn't that? So the Buddha has pointed out that only two causing conditions. I and visible object. No blind man can see. Without an eye cannot see. So first it's necessary this visible object reflect on the eye. Then attention. So depending on these conditions, eye consciousness arises. Nidana Vaka Sanyutta. Nidana Vaka Sanyutta or Sanyutta Nikaya. When the Buddhas explained Paticca Samuppanna, that is also explained. Sometimes the Paticca Samuppanna start with the avijja. Sometimes the Paticca Samuppanna start in this way. Sometimes the Paticca Samuppanna start with the reverse order. Jara Marana started. So here, in the mid, we start the Paticca Samuppanna, this one. Depending on I and visible form, depending on I and visible form, I consciousness arises. As you know, the Buddha has mentioned, I consciousness. I consciousness alone does not arise. It arises together with the seven. Okay? Seven means contact, feeling, perception, or noting, motivation, and one-pointedness, life, and attention. These is seven arising together with the I consciousness in number three. In number three, it must be at least 8. Like H2O, 2 atoms composed of water. Like that, 8, the phenomena, mental phenomena composed of mind. Composed of mind. I am consciousness is alone, never arises. It arises together. So why? It is also logical, working together. So 8 different phenomena. At least mind is with the 8 different phenomena. The anaconda sea is Chaita, consciousness. Consciousness has 7 mental factors with the 7 mental factors. These 7 mental factors are contact, feeling, perception, motivation, one-pointedness, life, attention. This is a composed of mind, like a water, composed of H2O. If separated, it cannot be called mind. They cannot arise as alone. These different phenomena, different functions perform, but working together. To make it clarifying, I show you this Chaita. Chaita is aware an object. An object. According to Abhidhamma, object is briefly talk about 6 objects. 6 type of objects. So we should search for in our body 6 objects. Visible objects 1. It can be seen with our eye. Is it that? Can be seen with our eye. This is one object. Sound. This is another object. Second. Smell. Because of sound cannot be seen with the eye. This can be get with the ear. Then smell. Smell cannot be in touch with the eye and ear. This can be get by nose. So this is also a different object. So smell, taste with the tongue, tangibility with the body. Then the other object with the mind, mental object. According to Pali, Rupa, Sattva, Gandha, Rasa, Pottabha, and Dhamma. But don't worry about it, that just I will give you. But do you know, one object is with the eye, can be get with the eye. One object can be get with the only ear. One object can be get only nose. Can be get only tongue. Can be get only body. Can be get only mind. So 6 type of object. 6 type of object. Nibbana also included in that object. Nibbana means it can be known with some of the subtle mind, not gross mind. So this object, without an object, no mind arises. Mind can arise depending on object. Therefore, mind is called nama. It seems to incline to the object, seem to incline. When object appears, is inclined. It's become in touch. Facing towards the object. When object appears, it is ready always. So, in Patthana, the Buddha mentioned 24 conditions, aramana paccaya. Aramana paccaya is one power, one energy. Using the energy, the mind arises. Okay, I consciousness arises with the 7. So, to aware this object, there are 8 phenomena necessary to aware the object. Because, you see, without a number 1 is a contact. That is in Bali, Phassa. So it contact citta to the object. Through contact, citta touched the object. Without it, contact, citta cannot meet with the object. Cannot meet the object. So to meet, to join with the object is the power of contact. Contact performs the functions. Contact. Contact means citta or consciousness and object join together, make it join together through the power of contact. Then contact just only perform its functions of contact, cannot experience the object. It is a Vedana. Experience only Vedana. Without a Vedana, we cannot say, I'm happy, I'm sorry. Cannot say. And he said, I'm unhappy. Cannot say. So, regarding to Vedana, the feeling, through feeling, citta experience the object. Without a feeling, citta cannot experience the object. So, like that, this number 1, 2, 7 are organs of citta, like the organs of citta. So we have organs. We see something with only our eye. We cannot see with the ear, nose, tongue, body. We cannot see. Only we use when we want to see things with our eye. We can see with our eye. Sound we can get only with the ear. So like that, here also, different phenomena, different functions that they perform. Alone cannot work. One phenomenon cannot work all, but working together. You see, through contact, citta touched the object. Through feeling, citta experienced the object. Through perception, citta is noting the object. If we cannot note, we cannot remember later. Ever will be new. Because our sanya means noting. We note. Therefore, our sanya is noun form. Whoever sees sugar, he knows that sugar is sweet. Immediately sweet, if we see sugar, because of experience, sanya. If someone sees salt, he may think this is salty taste. Immediately understand. No need to ask tongue. No need to ask tongue. Because of experience, sanya, because of sanya. If there is no sanya, before we have no experience, sugar is sweet. So we must ask tongue. We must taste with the tongue. After that we note that, oh, this is sweet. That is the power of sanya, not the power of citta. So, phenomena, different power, different function. They have a different function. But must work in together, alone cannot. So you see, through feeling, citta experience of the object. Through perception, citta noting the object. Through one-pointedness, citta focus the object, concentrate the object. Through life, citta remain according to its lifespan. Because of life is just protection of. Then attention, through attention, citta face to the object, face into the object. Face into the object. May I have your attention, please? Otherwise, you may think others. Some people will go back home. Think about it yesterday. So, because if we have no attention, present object, no attention, the thought is invade. The new ideas invade. Thought is invade into the mind, then thinking about it, other things. Therefore, attention is necessary. Attention means just face into, attending to the object. So altogether, at least, any chaita must be associated with these universal. That is a universal. Universal means whenever any chaita arises, these seven arises together. According to association system. To separate these things is very, very difficult. After you, for example, you drink some of the soup, chicken soup. After drinking, can you analyze? This is the taste of chicken. That is the taste of salt. That is the taste of onion. This is many ingredients there, mixing together. Can you analyze it in this way? You may drink. You may drinking water. This is drinking water. So what is the taste of that? What is the taste of this? You cannot analyze. Mixing together. Like that, these eight phenomena arising together, ceasing together, having the same base towards the same object. To separate them is very, very difficult. It cannot be. It is impossible. But the Buddha analyzed them according to their function. According to their function is possible. Function and characteristic is different. Why the Buddha analyzed? To make sure there is no permanent entity, no power of the atta, no permanent entity, nothing remain entities, nowhere remain the soul. Just phenomena. Soda Dhamma Pavatanti Evedam Sammadhasana and Visuddhimagga. Kammasa Karko Nati Vipakasa Cha Vedako. Soda Dhamma Pavatanti Evedam Sammadhasana and Visuddhimagga. And Visuddhimagga Detti Visuddhi Nedesa, and you can see Detti Visuddhi Nedesa. Visuddhimagga. This verse is very famous verse. Kammasa karako nati vipakasa cha vedako soda dhamma pavatanti. Pure phenomena alone arises. There's no doer, no experiencer. No doer, no experiencer. No control, no agent. There's only phenomena. We must see this. Such a seeing is called sammadhasana, correct seeing. Sammadhiti also right view. I think sammadhiti, right understanding, right view. Right view is better, very close to the meaning in the Pali words. Deity means view, vision, right view. There is a functions of knowledge. Knowledge is sometimes metaphorically used as an eye. Therefore, seeing. So we must see correctly. If we want to see correctly, we must have right thought, samma sankappa. Without a samma sankappa, sammadhiti cannot arise. Right view cannot arise. Right view, right thought must work together. So, to have a right thought, a right view, we have to learn the Dhamma. We have to listen to Dhamma. That is the means to get, to obtain the knowledge. That is the way. Means of knowledge. So here, I explain again, this object and the mind. The Sangha, this Sangha is object with the 6 Citta, consciousness, and the 7 mental factors. That is mind. The other Sangha is the object. Contact is possible through phassa. Citta contact is to object through number 1. Citta experience the object through number 2, Vedana. Citta noting the object through number 3, perception, Sanya. Citta motivation. Citta have encouragement through Cetana, motivation, number 4. Citta focus the object through number 5. Citta remain according to it is a lifespan, according to it is a moment, through number 6. Citta attend the object, pay attention to the object through number 7. So without these, number 1, from number 1 to number 7, Citta cannot walk. Citta alone cannot. Therefore, these 8 are inseparable. They are working together. There's no other things. If they working together, the actions appear. If they harmoniously rise together, actions appear. That is called mental. People say, I know, I see. What is I? They mention only these 7 I. There cannot be say something, cannot say one of them to be I. But it's just a phenomenon. This phenomenon also depends on cause and condition. What is it? Is a cause condition, visible object and I. Without a visible object, without an I, this I consciousness cannot arise. When I consciousness cannot arise, the others also cannot arise together. So, like that, as a machine or as a car must have the many conditions together, harmonious conditions. Must have bodies, must have battery, must have engine, must have petrol, must have wheel, must have a driver, at least. They are so complicated other parts also. If a smallest wire is a discontact, it cannot start the engine. So all are, according to processes, will start to drive a car. Like that, to act, these mind act towards the object, they are working together. If something lacks, it cannot act. That is called sahajada pachayo. Sahajada means born together. Born together. They are born together working. We also have, now we are listening to Dhamma. I will talking about the Dhamma. So do listen. You must have eye, you must have ear, you must have a brain. No? Otherwise, you must pay attention. Otherwise, you cannot have the knowledge. You cannot get the meaning. So, many things are working together. So, in Suttanta, depending on I and visible object, I consciousness arises. This is the normal ways, the normal process. Now, You see number 1, number 2, number 3. You know this, when I consciousness and number 1 contact pasas arise together. Pasa is born together with the I consciousness. But when pasa increase its power, just it arises, not his may be powerful. Repeatedly arises its power. Pasa leads the others. Therefore the Buddhas continuously say, Tainam Sankati Paso. Tainam means number 1, number 2, number 3. The meeting of these 3. Due to the meeting of these 3, Pasa arises. There is an increase in Pasa. Because Pasa arises together with the I consciousness. This Pasa contacts increase more. Tainam Sankati Paso. Tainam Sankati Paso means due to the meeting of these 3, Pasa arises. This is after this one first circle. Okay, small circle, Pasa, increase. When Pasa arises strongly, Pasa Pachaya Vedana. Tainam Sangati Paso, Pasa Pachaya Vedana, depending on Pasa, depending on contact, feeling arises, experience arises. That is explanations of increasing, increase more and more. Without a contact, we must, in our life, we must apply in our life. Without it seeing beautiful object, without a contact with the beautiful object, happiness cannot arise. Some people visit, sightseeing, the beautiful things. When they see beautiful things, they say, hey, they're so nice to see, so beautiful. I'm so happy to see you. People say, because after contact is feeling, he revealed. He or she revealed. Her feeling or his feelings revealed. On seeing. Without a seeing cannot reveal. This is regarding to this point. So, Pasa Pachaya. Pasa increase. At that time, feelings also increase. At that time, he said, I'm so happy, so nice to see. You say like that. This is Pasa Pachaya Vedana. Experience. So, after seeing, after feel happiness, he want more and more happiness. Desire for happiness more and more. That is an attachment, craving coming to being at that time. Want to see again, want to visit again. Plan for next year holiday. I must have visited there. So nice to see. The beach is so beautiful. For future also plan. Because that is a desire. Desire come out. The Buddhas briefly talk about Vedana Pachaya Dhamma. Yes, you see, continued in this way. Vedana Pachaya Dhamma. So, Tainam Sangati Paso, Pasa Pachaya Vedana, Vedana Pachaya Dhamma. Then Dhamma Pachaya Upadana. Upadana means grasping. Without a seeing, cannot stay. Want to see again and again. If we cannot go there, you should keep photographs and seeing again and again. I have visited this place, very beautiful place. I want to go again, but money is not enough. Financial problem, therefore I cannot go there, but I can see photographs. At least you want to see photographs again and again. The picture. Desire. That is Vedana Pachaya. Because of such is the same feeling want to get again. That is called desire. Desire, because of attachment to the object. After that, grasping. Grasping means keeping in the mind longer. Keeping in the mind longer. Strong attachment. Strong attachment is called grasping. Because of Dhamma means just desire is called Dhamma. When Dhamma becomes stronger, it's become Upadana, grasping. Always think about. When he stay alone, he think about that. Grasping, always. Upadana Pacaya Bhava. His actions appear, karma accumulate again. Then Bhava Pacaya Jati. The Buddha explain our life. Just phenomena working together. So, this is Sutta. According to Abhidhamma point, we must understand in this way. According to Sutta, just I am consciousness. According to Abhidhamma, I am consciousness alone never arises. Only mainly talking like that. The precedence comes. Only mention one person, but not mention the first ladies, ministers, bodyguard. Not mention, but they are together. According to Abhidhamma, we must know. When unconsciousness arises, it arises together with the seven. Without the seven, unconsciousness cannot contact the object. So, depending on the three, meeting on the three, phassa increase, contacts more and more, increase. When phassa contacts more and more contact, more feeling. More feeling, more attachment. More attachment. Paticca explains a cause and effect, you see. Don't think phassa alone arises. Phassa arises with the others, but mainly talk only phassa. Phassa paccaya vedana, vedana paccaya tanha, tanha paccaya upadana, upadana paccaya bhava. New life is second. Bhava paccaya jati is a rebirth that is coming to be. So, what is the purpose of meditation? The purpose of meditation, just to contact the feeling, is we cannot bound. That is not necessary. This is only nature. The Buddha also, when the Buddha sees beautiful things, Buddha has eye and visible object. Depending on eye on visible object, eye consciousness arises within the Buddha. Due to the meetings of these three, phassa arises. Then the Buddha appreciate these beautiful things, and there is a beautiful things, appreciate Vedana experience arises. The Buddha appreciate, but the Buddha is not craving. Cutting here. Craving not let alone. Meditation purpose not to let craving alone. That is, we must cut. To cut it is, what is it? How to do? Vedana Vipassanā. To cut the object, our direction must be changed. Must change. Direction change. If our mind is direct to the same object, it will continue. So our directions are changed. When Vedana arises, our directions are changed to Vedana. So objects are different object. We cut off this object. Then craving cannot come into being. Craving cannot come to being. Because objects changes. First, our object is a beautiful visual object. Towards a beautiful object, happiness feeling arises. At that time, our happiness feeling, our mind, Vipassanā, inside knowledge is changed to Vedana. If we change to Vedana, seeing, oh, this is feeling happy, feeling happy, feeling happy. If we point out only this, if we notice the feeling happy, Vedana, contemplate this, so we are cut off desirable object. So craving cannot have a chance to arise. Craving no chance to arise. So cut condition. So this is for the purpose of meditation. In Paticca cause and effort, we must cut. Contemplating Vedana, we must cut. We should not let to continue to craving. Should not let to arise the grasping, upadana. Should not let arise the karma bhava. Should not let arise from bhava to jati. So that is it. We must cut there. That is for the purpose of meditation. You see, the Buddha has an eye, sees physical object. Due to seeing, eye consciousness arises. Depending on the trees, feeling, contact, phassa arises within the Buddha. After that, Vedana also arises as Buddha. But the Buddha has contemplated no source of cravings within the Buddha's head. Without attachment, the Buddhas appreciate beauty as a beauty. The Buddha appreciation is not attachment. Without attachment, there's feeling. The Buddha's feelings without attachment. Without attachment, feeling. You see, Panchasika, Sakapanya Sutta. Sakapanya Sutta. S-A-K-K-A, Saka. Saka. S-A-K-K-A, Saka. Panya, P-A-N, with the diacritic marks. Then H-A, Panya. Panyaha. Saka Panyaha. Sakapanya Sutta of Digha Nikaya. Sakapanya Sutta, Digha Nikaya. Question of Saka. Saka means king of deities. King of deities. Sakapanya. Question of Saka. Saka means king of deities. It asks a question, and in that case, in this sutta, maybe the king of deities sent first his delegate to meet the Buddhas. The delegations come first. The delegations led by Panchasika, the players who play the harp very well. Musician, God musician, deity musicians, Panchasika. And this is as he introduced, he introduced the Buddha. Introduced Buddha. In front of the Buddha, he played the harp very well. He played the Gita. He played harp. Singing sound, beautiful sound. So the Buddha, in front of the Buddha, he played his harp. When he finished, the Buddha said, hey, you are singing and you are playing harp is very nice. The Buddha appreciated. You are singing song and playing harp is very nice. Like a pianist, singing song is piano. So Buddha appreciate, but the Buddha is not a desire for listen again. Play again, the Buddha never said. But the Buddha appreciate beauty, I say beauty. We have attachment and therefore we say, oh, play again. Once more. After that, we use a recorder. It's a keep. Using ear aid to listen. So the Buddhas are not such a desire. But Buddhas appreciate beauty as a beauty. So it is quite different from the Arahant's ordinary person. So we must try. We must try. The special purpose is not to let craving towards the feeling. Vedana paccaya tanha. We must cut here. Not let tanha. Vedana must stop here. It's okay. Now it's 9:07 minutes. Let me break. 2 minutes. Okay.